Hey guys, it is I, Kuroninja, and today I'm gonna be talking about Super Critic Taisen 2 based on the stuff that was revealed so far. We know who the main cast is, we know what the plot is like, and we know who the villain is gonna be. But there's still some stuff we don't know about, such as whether or not Sayori will appear in Super Critic Taisen 2, or who the villain really is. Don't worry, it'll make much more sense the more you watch the video. I will be discussing the 5 points that Toku Nation and Movie Critic brought up in their video where they properly introduced Super Critic Taisen 2. However, I will be skipping everything that they said about SRT, or as I like to call it, superb ripoff time, because this video is not about SRT. Anyway, let's begin. It's a little sad that Zudan Sentai Kyoryuger or Gaburincho of Music won't be one of the reviews, but I think it's great that there's now more variety to the Toku movies that are being reviewed. Recently, I've been watching some Toku series outside of Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. I started watching Ultraman because I heard that Shioka Ishizuka from Idol College was gonna appear in an episode of Ultraman Z, but now I enjoy watching Ultraman even though I don't know anything about the other seasons. I've also been watching a Metal Hero series called Kyoju Tokuso Jaspion, and if it weren't for Jaspion, I wouldn't have been able to realize the full potential of Toku. What I'm basically saying is that Brima is the most underrated character in Metal Heroes, and it's great to have more variety this time. In one of my older videos where I talked about 5 things I wanted to see in Super Critic Taisen 2, one of the things I said I wanted to see were characters with personalities that would help them stand out from each other. It seems like we will be getting that in Super Critic Taisen 2. But not just that, we've also got 3 new characters joining the main cast. Personally, I think it's great that we've got 3 new additions to the main cast because there's a lot of Toku YouTubers that a lot of people don't know about. And I think this will be a good chance for them to show off their personality. Hopefully everyone gets to agree on what their personality will be like in this one. Also, I know that Movie Critic said that I'm gonna be returning in Super Critic Taisen 2, but I don't know if I'll still be a part of it because my Earth Zero counterpart is gonna be focused on more important things in the future, even more important than whatever he's doing now. That's why I suggested that a lesser known Kuroninja should appear in Super Critic Taisen 2 instead of me. And I think it should be someone like Kuroninja Ichigo or Kuroninja Gold, because they're the most flexible Kuroninjas I could think of. What I'm saying is that I don't think I should have a major role in Super Critic Taisen 2, but I don't want my character to die either, because it'll just create a paradox or something. Alright, so the story is good, but the problem is that I have no idea how I would end up in the Cartoon Block Party universe, considering I rarely travel to other universes in my own multiverse unless I end up there by accident, or if I get sent there by someone or something. I'm also wondering how the new additions to the main cast will be introduced. Hopefully we get more detail on how they were chosen, and also what they were doing before they got transported to the main setting of Super Critic Taisen 2. I also realized that since we're getting new main characters, we need some time to get to know them better since not a lot of people might be familiar with their personality at the start. I think I've done that in most of my recent fanfiction where the story always begins with a fight against anti-Kuroninja after he interrupts me while I'm on a date. I know it'll probably become a cliche in the future, but I do this because even if you've watched every Toku season in existence, not everyone is familiar with me and anti-Kuroninja. Basically, I just hope that the new additions to the cast are introduced well so that we understand what their characters are like. Hey, speaking of characters... Okay, so what I'm about to say should be a no-brainer. Having more character development is a good idea, especially since the series only has 4 parts. Now there is one problem. You might have remembered that I'm among the main cast in Super Critic Taisen 2. Now you might be wondering why I have a problem with me being in Super Critic Taisen 2, and there's a very good reason for that. I already mentioned earlier that the Kuroninja vs. Zero will be focused on more important things, but there's a way better reason why I'm gonna have the worst character development in Super Critic Taisen 2. And it's also the reason why I haven't mentioned anything about the villains yet. The main villain for Super Critic Taisen 2 is Lord Draken, or at least someone posing as Lord Draken. This would have been a really good choice for a villain if I weren't part of the main cast. Now I know that the Lord Draken who appeared in Super Critic Taisen isn't really Lord Draken, but the thing is that Kuroninja vs. Lord Draken already happened thrice in the Kuroninja series, and because of its satisfying conclusion, there's no reason to make Kuroninja vs. Lord Draken 4. I feel like Akuroninja was a more effective villain in the Kuroninja series. By the way, if Akuroninja does appear in Super Critic Taisen 2 as a villain, he works better in a Starscream type role where he's introduced as the right-hand man, but then in the climax he overthrows the leader of the villains. Akuroninja is also one of the most powerful villains in the Kuroninja multiverse. I'm not gonna go into detail on the other two villains that are confirmed to appear in Super Critic Taisen 2, because one of them was the worst villain in Super Critic Taisen, and I don't really know that much about the other one. Overall, I think Super Critic Taisen 2 will be better than Super Critic Taisen if the story and the character development is done well. But I still don't think I should be part of the main cast, and I think the spotlight should be given to another Kuroninja that nobody knows about. I'll make another video about which Kuroninja I think should appear in Super Critic Taisen 2 instead of me, but for now I only have one question about Super Critic Taisen 2. When is Sayori gonna appear in Super Critic Taisen 2? Anyway, that is all for this video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and remember, I have nothing to do with Kuroninja.